Uh, Welcome everybody to another installment of the Road to Star Wars on Geek Boots, Military Nerds. We at Geek Boots like to tell you all about the big green weenie and how it likes to continue to fuck us. Just like Kylo Ren unloading all hell onto Luke Skywalker and not hitting jack shit because it turns out he's a Force ghost.
Suck a fucking dick, motherfucker. Suck a fucking dick.
Motherfucker!
Suck a fucking dick, motherfucker. Suck a fucking dick.
Motherfucker!
Or a Force projection. Sorry.
Force projection, yes.
Yeah, whatever. I am
He's
your
not
host.
dead yet.
He's not dead yet. I am your host, Tom Cruise Cosplay, and with me tonight is Single Dad Life Adventures, aka Point Blank Shot Photography.
Please don't excuse the fact that I'm wearing the same shirt from last week.
Yes. And the lovely Cosplay Jenemy.
Who's also wearing the same shirt from last week.
I matched. I thought it was amazing. You know, we could have done laundry in a week. You're like acting like this is like some amazing like.
No comment for the fact that I'm wearing the same thing I wore even 2 episodes ago, but whatever.
We expect the army to wear dirty clothes.
Whoa!
I didn't know how to do laundry in a week.
That's a lot coming from the Navy out at port.
I mean, I have a washer and dryer in my house.
I don't know Navy talk. I'm Army.
Yeah, do you not know anything about boats? Ports are like, you know, like a park. That is like the driveway of the world.
To be fair.
No, I don't. I don't know anything about boats.
Actually, the Army has more boats than the Navy.
That's so weird.
The Navy has more airplanes than the Air Force.
Yep.
Yep.
We don't have boats. We have ships. But hey.
Things that float in water. Boats.
Nope.
Welcome everybody to the Road to Star Wars. We are now talking about the sequels, and of course, carrying on my tradition, I'm going to do that because it's fun. And now I'm going to take it out. Lesson learned: if anybody's getting a lightsaber from Galaxy's Edge, take the blade out if you don't want it to continuously run its battery life. So apparently, when the blade is active, it considers it still needing the charge. So I don't know. It's weird. It works. That's all I know. We are talking about the sequels tonight. So we're going to try and give you as much as we can, but this episode's probably going to be a hard-hitting message about how toxic fanboys suck ass.
Oh.
Because they do.
I'm not gonna use such language or anything like that, but yeah, I'll touch on that when we get to it.
They just God forbid I should enjoy a movie.
Right.
I think I'm going to say this, and I'm going to preface our entire episode tonight with a sentiment that we had before we even started recording. Is we got into this because we enjoy these. We don't hate on people that enjoy the things that they do. We don't like it when people hate on the things that we enjoy. As evidence from last week's episode, I'm not a fan of Attack of the Clones, but I'm not going to trash the entire Star Wars franchise because of things that I don't like. They're just things I don't like.
Or
that's okay.
Furthering the point, not trash on somebody who does enjoy it.
Exactly. So
you're allowed to have different tastes.
What?
Yes. And opinions.
Seeing
and thoughts.
What? Seeing as how
desires.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Shut the fuck up.
I was trying to think of something else.
That's where we cut it off.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are having technical difficulties. The host has lost control completely, unlike normal.
When I am here, what is the highlight of the show?
Right. We're going to start with favorite memory, and I think there's only one favorite memory to be spoken of. I think we can all agree it's the fact that 30 years since the original cast came out to play. So, I mean, that's pretty fascinating in and of itself.
Yes.
We're going to swing it over to Cosplay Jenemy to start off. Favorite memory?
Does it have to be like the movies exactly, or can it be things that are connected to?
You can talk about Spaceballs.
Not Spaceballs. Not Spaceballs related. Okay,
something Dark Side?
Okay, so everyone knows I'm a Disney fanatic.
Sure.
So when Disney, of course, started doing this franchise, and it became more and more into the parks themselves, becoming part of the parks. I went to Disney World, and I went to go see and meet Kylo Ren. I liked him in the movies. I'd only seen the one movie at this point. There'd only been one with him in it. I enjoyed it. Wasn't like fangirling or anything about him until I met a character playing him at Disney. And oh my God, you walk into this room and he's like this 7-foot tall guy, and like comes and gets like face to face with me, and I like nerdgasm.
Rising. You said comes.
And then I said nerdgasm right after that.
Yep. Pornhub, here we come.
I fell in love with the movies like 3 times more than that after meeting this character, portraying a character. Just that power, that force power that you like feel when you actually meet somebody, and then he really doesn't have powers, but he felt like he did. Disney magic took hold of me. I have no words.
That's why there was a pause. Don't adjust your headset.
That is a good thing.
Yeah.
I have facial expression. I did not speak a word the entire time I was in the meet and greet. I couldn't talk.
Yeah.
I have never fangirled out. I have met celebrities. I have met Robin Williams, for God's sakes. And I have never like completely lost composure of myself and fangirled out until that moment. I walked out and then remembered I hadn't breathed in the last like 2 minutes. Okay, probably not that long, but my friends.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's fine. My friends looked at me and they're like, "What just happened?" Yes, facial expressions. That is all I can do. That's all I can do. I just.
And this isn't even for a star. This is just for somebody playing the character.
Yes, it was just the character, meeting
right.
the character, becoming one with the Force.
That's awesome.
Yes. And I mean, every time I've met him since then, it's never been as powerful as that moment, that very first moment, but it's always still been an experience.
Yeah.
And so I have fallen in love with this character because I met somebody playing him.
Ain't no shame in it.
Nope.
Swinging on over to Russ now. Favorite memory.
Favorite memory of the sequels. This is, I'm a nerd.
What?
No way.
Okay with that.
On a Geek Boots Military Nerds podcast? That's so weird.
I have 3 boys.
Uh-huh.
They all have their nerd tendencies. They all love different things.
Mm-hmm.
Some are into sports. Some are into Dungeons and Dragons. Some are into video games. You name it. Some are into reading horror novels. I support nerdery. I will say this. Yeah. I will say this. The Force Awakens was the first Star Wars experience that I got to have with my kids in theaters.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah.
Opening day on an IMAX, and I still have their ticket stubs from that day. They are framed, hanging up in their rooms.
Oh, that's what that was.
Yeah, you saw it. You were
Yeah,
there.
of course I saw that. I was there. I was like, what the heck?
You
is
stayed in that room.
Yeah.
So, but that's the thing is, I mean, and that's what it is for me. This is the next generation. These are the kids that are gonna be like watching the next movies. Making the next movies. But starting them somewhere. They had all watched the OG trilogy. They had all watched the prequels before we got to see them. We got to see The Force Awakens. But this was the first time they got to see any of them in a theater. So that to me is special to me. Same thing with The Last Jedi. I took them to see it opening day, and I'm hoping for Rise of Skywalker. I'm gonna get to take them opening weekend at some point. So.
Heck yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, that was a fantastic response, by the way. Oh my god, like so many people forget about that notion too. God, what was I watching? Watching something about the love for Star Wars and how there's this certain degree of again, circling back around to the toxicity of the fan base going on right now. And a lot of people have commented saying that the beauty of the strength that lies in Star Wars fandoms is the fact that these movies have allowed adults who were there when the original trilogy came out are now able to take their kids out and share that experience that they had. And it's just like, you can... Sorry, toxic fanboys, you will never take that away.
No.
And on to that notion, my favorite memory of it is just... It's kind of the same. It being, even though I'm in my 20s though, when I go see these movies, but my dad and I went to go see The Force Awakens opening night at our local theater, and that I'm speaking from the kids' perspective, because with the certain characters that are involved, Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, Han Solo, C-3PO, Chewbacca, R2-D2, all these characters, and we both get to watch this movie together, watching these characters live on the screen for the first time in 30 years. Mm-hmm. That was our favorite experience. Was getting to watch characters like these guys. Pure nostalgia porn for sure, in that regard, and that's why I loved it.
Yeah.
Favorite character cosplay Jenemy. You're up.
I know.
Gee, I wonder who you're going to say.
Her same for the OG trilogy?
Actually, crap, what is her name? Sorry, I'm the worst fangirl ever. I don't know names. I liked everybody, but the commander.
Rey.
Not Rey. I love Rey. Don't get me wrong.
You're talking about the
love
redhead who
Purple.
screamed for the First Order or whatever?
No, purple hair.
Oh, in Rise of Skywalker. Okay.
Dr. Sattler.
Thank you. Goodness, why could I not?
No, that's Jurassic Park. That's who she was in Jurassic.
Yes.
Laura Dern.
Oh my God, what is her? Whatever. I don't.
Her character's name?
No, I can't even think of an actor's name. But
Laura Dern.
Yes.
We know who you're talking about. Yeah.
I mean, like, she just walked on the screen like she owned the damn place and then continued to own it. And then you were mad at her. And then she turned around and then was badass.
She always was badass.
I know, but you get mad at her for a while.
I liked that she was able to tell people in a different
That's why I said she walked in like she owned the place, because she did.
It's
and then you're like, oh, I hate this freaking... Oh my God, I love her.
Yeah.
It's like Princess Leia back when Princess Leia was more in her youth, because I feel like Princess Leia now, like, yeah, she has her moments, but there's a lot more being chill and trying to connect with her soldiers. And then this other girl, purple hair, because I too don't remember her name. Sorry, fanboys. She didn't care whether or not she was your friend or not. She acted like her rank. She was like, hey, step in your own lane. Get back in line. And I respect that.
Badassery from the beginning.
Although I will say, as a critique, there's literally no shame in telling everybody on your team, by the way, this is our plan. Because if she had done that from the beginning, Poe wouldn't have been a dumbass. I'm just saying.
Well,
Yeah,
but I think she had reasons behind that. Yes, they were all on her team, but she still had to make sure that this was staying still close to the circle.
Right. Sure. That's my own personal critique. You can agree or disagree. It's just, I feel like unless she felt like there was someone in the rebellion who, I don't know, was, a traitor of some sort, I don't see a lot of a reason to not tell everybody this is the plan. And sure, there could be some disagreement, because I could still somewhat see Poe disagreeing with that idea, because obviously when they did the bombing run in Rise of Skywalker, he was like, no, we need to do this, and even Leia was like, dude, no, stop it, what are you doing? You're going to risk so many lives, and for what?
Just to destroy one
dreadnought, and it wasn't even the biggest ship.
Right. And that's, I gotta say, that's what, in between The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, that's what I don't appreciate what they did with Poe's character.
Yep.
Is they tried to turn him into a Han Solo, where he's like this renegade, and he can't be controlled and everything like that.
Yeah, it was such a weird light switch, because in Force Awakens, Poe is hard hitting for following orders and just getting the job done. All of a sudden, Rise of Skywalker comes up and he goes, no, I'm going to do it my way. And I'm like, what the shit just happened? Like,
yeah, you sacrifice. I mean,
it's like, okay, so there are moments where, just like the toxic fanboys, where I can see where their comments are coming from, where it comes from. There's The Force Awakens, beautiful film, and then even if Rise of Skywalker is very well done, there's a lot of things where it just felt like Ryan Johnson just came around and said, I'm going to take a shit on literally everything you thought was supposed to happen.
Right.
Everything was built up. J.J. Abrams set something into motion, and Ryan Wilson just went right off the rails and did his own thing. But I also believe that the real reason why that's an issue is because you've got a different director for each one of this new sequel trilogy.
Right.
And there must have been communication issues along that way. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been so light switch. So, anyway, good choice with the purple hair lady.
Yes. Vice Admiral Holdo.
Vice Admiral Holdo. Yeah, I love her because it was fantastic just to see her in this movie, because, hey, she's part of the Jurassic Park series, and now she's in this whole other cool series.
Well, I mean, and that's one of the greatest things about, like, these characters is throughout the movie, you're like, no, screw this lady. I hate her.
Yeah.
But then by the end of the movie, you're like, oh my God, I love her.
Exactly.
But that has to do with a great script, to a phenomenal actress that can hold the attention of the audience.
Yeah.
She definitely like gave those feelings, and I feel like if an actor can give you feelings, then they're doing their job right. I mean,
exactly, especially with their performance, their role. They did a really good job.
I love it when I hate somebody.
Oh, good. I'm fine then.
In a movie.
Oh, damn.
Because then it's like they really portrayed who they were supposed to be.
Yeah.
Right.
So favorite character for me, I am actually going to chalk it up to Han Solo in The Force Awakens, because not only nostalgia porn, and he was so fantastic in it, but just
it was
borderline right along with one of the ties for my favorite scene, where they're about to attack the base, and he goes, how are we going to get in there? He goes, were you like a security or something? He goes, no, I was janitor. He goes,
sanitation.
Sanitation. Yeah. And he goes, what? Do you even know what you're doing? And he's just like, no. We're going to use the Force. We're going to use the Force to help us.
That's not how the Force works.
That's not how the Force works. And Chewie does his thing, and he goes, oh, really? You're cold? I fucking loved Han Solo in this movie because I feel like with J.J. Abrams specifically in this whole entire thing, and we'll get to it in terms of the talking about the two movies. I've really felt like Harrison Ford as a person is pretty hard-headed a little bit too. So telling him, who knows his character very well, how to perform, I mean, you might as well just let Harrison Ford do the thing. Like, just perform. Like another favorite moment of with Han Solo is when they're in the giant ship that he's got, and they come on both sides, and he's like, "When have I never owned up to a deal?" And they're like, "Twice," and he goes, "What happened on the second time? Come on, I don't understand." Like, and then when they started shooting, and he just runs into Chewie trying to get protection, and then grabs his blaster and shoots it, and he goes, "Whoa. I could see why you carry this thing around all the time." It was yeah, absolutely loved Han Solo in The Force Awakens. I understand why he died. It's the same argument behind what had happened in the original trilogy. Harrison Ford wanted his character not to just be this, kind of almost a reluctant hero. He's not really the main part of the storyline. He wanted his character to have some depth, and in order to do that, he had to die. And so they made it Kylo Ren is his son. Kylo Ren decides, in order to become part of the dark side, I have to disconnect and detach myself from this thing. Kills Han Solo. I understand it. Was it performed very well? Would I have liked to see Han Solo in Rise of Skywalker? Yes. There's a lot of This is
when they changed the entire canon that was the Star Wars universe. They did something. I'll say that.
Yep.
But I'm also going to leave it at that because what we have now is still amazing. It's still amazing storytelling.
It's like we've said before. If it entertains us, is it good? And we say yes.
Yes.
And like I said earlier, it's one of those things where I understand where the arguments for quote unquote toxic fanboys' arguments for why they don't like something is. However, I am not going to gatekeep somebody and tell somebody whether or not they should like these movies, or tell people they're wrong for liking these movies. It's not me. It's not up to me. If you like them, if you don't like them, that's fine. Don't treat people like total garbage just because they like these movies. It's simple as that.
Yeah.
So yeah, favorite character, Han Solo, Force Awakens.
Nice.
Favorite scene, swing it on
Hold.
over to what?
Wait.
What?
You skipped me.
No, we didn't.
Who's
No,
my
we
favorite
didn't.
character?
I don't know.
Because
All
you
right.
skipped me.
5. Single dad. Favorite character.
Okay, so favorite character.
Yeah.
It kills me to say this. I absolutely loved both Finn and Poe in The Force Awakens. Both of their characters, I think, were underused in the second one, in The Last Jedi. Luke was and always will be a badass.
Mm-hmm.
But my favorite character is still going to be Rey. Absolutely love her. She doesn't know where she belongs in the galaxy. She's got powers that she has absolutely no idea how to use, or how they are going to affect her, or how they're going to affect those around her. But she's willing to try. And she goes on basically not a solo mission because she's got BB-8 with her. And love BB-8. But she goes on this mission to find Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
To try and bring him back to the rebellion, to try and bring him back to the resistance against the First Order. So she's doing what most people are unwilling to do.
Mm-hmm.
And she's doing it without any sort of knowledge, instruction, or anything whatsoever. So, got to give it to Rey.
I love that too. I actually really appreciate Rey. Again,
I really like her.
Yeah, I liked her. I like her the most out of all the new characters for sure.
Yeah.
I just wish they had given her a better backstory. Um, like
We'll find out in the third one.
Yeah, we don't
find out.
know yet.
We don't know
Yeah.
her backstory yet.
The Sith are capable of
so
lying
many.
and deception, so it's totally
Yep.
possible. I
But
hope that that's what
There's
happens.
no Sith.
The dark side of the Force
Thank you.
is all about lies of lying and so that's why I'm
It's not
hopeful.
Sith. It's Knights of Ren. Come on.
I'd just say the dark side of the Force, especially because we have no idea who Snoke is. Like, nothing. Here's
Yes,
this
but Palpatine's
awesome,
back.
amazing... Yes, that's fair. We have no idea who this epic villain is, and then all of a sudden, we're going to kill him without telling you who he is. Anyway.
It wasn't very epic.
Okay, okay. So to be fair,
To be fair...
did we know who Palpatine or Vader was in the OG trilogy?
Well, ish.
Ah,
It was a build-up. But he's dead in his first movie that we really see him, and unless they retcon and go back and talk about it in Rise of Skywalker, we get nothing.
so in Star Wars, do we know who the Emperor is?
Yeah, he's a Sith who was trained by Darth Plagueis. Who
We don't
he
know
and
that in the first one until we retcon it later on.
Fine, whatever. Gosh.
I'm just trying to play devil's advocate here. You guys, you're trying to say that Snoke isn't anything, and it's like, okay, well, we didn't have that in the first one either.
Yeah, that's fair.
So,
Don't say you guys.
Yeah, right. She's sitting over there going, "I have no part of this."
I did not say nothing.
Favorite scene? Let's play with Jenemy. Your
Oh,
turn.
goodness.
Good
I don't know.
response.
I know. Well, you said my name, so I had to talk because if people are listening on the podcast, that would be really awkward silence.
You're really just eye candy podcast.
Yeah, I'm just I can't be for the podcast.
Pornhub, here we come.
Not with that look.
Hey, don't
I was
kink
like-
shame people, man.
That's true. You're right. Maybe people like crazy eyes.
I've seen some shit.
I honestly don't know. I can't think of favorite scene. I liked lots of different scenes. I liked it when they join, Rey and Kylo join forces and kills.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
that was a pretty
that
epic
was-
scene.
That was pretty epic. That whole dynamic.
the Praetorian,
What?
That's what they're called. The
the
guards.
Praetorian Guard.
I didn't hear what he said. That was.
Ah.
I heard that's the.
Oh, my apologies.
Yeah.
No, that's their slang word. That's how you talk
Say
about
onion.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that was when they're in the tent and there's that epic moment where they're talking and conversing with each other through the Force and just it seems to a lot of Rey and Kylo Ren scenes together when they're on equal footing, not when they're battling, but when they're on
Yeah.
not when they're battling each other, but when they come to equal footing with each other. They seem to have this dynamic that is pretty classy.
I appreciated the build up to that fight scene probably a lot more.
Mhm.
Regardless of my already previous thoughts on Snoke at that moment in time, I had to admit it was really awesome watching Kylo Ren basically realize the error of how everything that's going on and then realize the lightsaber and go, what if I did this? That was fantastic. Absolutely. Visually stunning. Parts of it were very well choreographed. I stress parts.
Yes.
Like,
I enjoyed it.
Yes,
So
I
did
enjoyed
I.
it as well. I really liked that the lightsabers going up against those curtain things. Oh my god, Mayan
Light them on
Goddess has
fire.
officially shown up.
Ah,
Holy shiznit.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
thank you so much. Yeah, I
Read
saw
that,
the
yo.
message from Russ and I was like, oh god, it didn't send. I love your mask. Is that Sabak in the corner?
Yes. He picked it up when he was visiting us.
And
And I've taught my kids to play. And I love it. And we're going to go play this weekend at Galaxy's Edge.
you guys are just furthering the reason to go on Pornhub. we earlier discussed about going on Pornhub, and then I like jokefully, not jokefully, said, I mean, with all the terms and conditions that are coming out nowadays with certain platforms, Pornhub might be the only way where we can monetize safely. So, anyway, yeah, fantastic scene. I'm gonna now swing it on over to Russ instead of having me answer. Favorite scene?
Favorite scene
Yes.
of the sequels that we've
Correct.
gotten so far?
Yes.
So
Forget where we were.
No. I
Oh.
remember.
Checking.
He's doing it for
So-
me too, because I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't had my crayons yet, so I'm.
I was gonna
Just
say.
thinking, eat some crayons.
So, favorite scene of the sequels, honestly, in The Last Jedi, I've got to say, just seeing the entire power of the First Order coming down, and then seeing Luke
Yeah.
just brushing his shoulders off and saying, "Come on, dude, bring it." We don't know at that point he is a Force projection. We find out soon after. But at the same time, it's like, holy crap! It's like we've been waiting for this awesome Jedi moment, and it's like you've got, I mean, these walkers, you've got all this might, all this power against one person, and you can't touch him. And that's what brings it down for me, is with all these movies, and you've got these phenomenal characters that have lived through the ages, and dude, you're never going to be able to touch them, ever. So
Good
Yeah.
choice. Good choice. I wish they would have done more on that, but I really did appreciate
yes,
that build up. Like
Yes.
even before then, just Luke showing up. I'm like, yes, finally,
Walking
Luke.
through the.
We only get like a glimpse of him at the end of Force Awakens, and then in the Last Jedi, he's in the movie, but he's not interacting with any of the original cast except for R2-D2 and Chewbacca. And I'm just like, okay, when is he gonna meet Leia again? When is he gonna say hello? Come on, what's
we
going
get to
on?
find out where blue milk comes from.
Nom nom.
Nom nom.
All right, real quick to let Mayan Goddess catch up with us on this.
Yes, let her catch
fantastic
up. I've
episode.
got to go say prayers real quick.
Yep, go do it.
All right.
All right.
I'll be right
So your first question, Mayan. Favorite memory of the sequels?
Of the sequels, does this include the Star Wars stories like Rogue One and things like that?
Not on this episode.
Okay, that works. Okay, so my favorite memory was actually the build up to episode 7. Like I remember it was like the moments before like the lights went down, and I got to turn to my dad, who was like the guy who got me into Star Wars in the first place, and like to kind of finally get to like share this moment with him, and just seeing the like having that moment like with my family, it made it so much more special. So that for me, like that would be my favorite memory tied to the movies.
Oh, good. I'm so glad I'm not the only one who feels the exact same way. Single Dad had mentioned that his favorite memory is the fact that he got to bring his kids to a movie that he saw when he was a kid. So he used to share that. And then I said basically the same thing, only as the kid. I'm like, my dad was there when he was a kid watching Star Wars, and now I get to be not a kid, but an adult watching Star Wars with my dad. Like, it's an awesome experience for sure.
it really is one of those like amazing moments, and it's probably come up every other time. Sorry, guys. But yeah, Star Wars is one of those few series that just transcends the generations. And so you see like grandparents, dads, kids now kind of coming together for one thing, and to see that kind of impact on a global scale is just it's incredible.
Yeah. Favorite character of the two movies? What?
Poe Dameron's my babe.
I was wondering if someone
He's my baby boo. He's my boo. Well, no, because like he's also from Yavin 4. He's half Guatemalan, so like that scene in episode 4 where on Yavin 4, the Battle of Yavin 4, where like everything is a turning point and all the timelines are based off of that one battle. Like that's me. So to see that kind of tie together and see him also be like a snarky badass, I was like, yeah, girl, I got you. So yeah, Poe.
Poe, for show. Ha. Favorite scene of the two movies?
When Luke and Leia talk.
Yeah.
I fucking cried.
Yeah.
I mean, not just because like that was potentially our last chance to see like the two of them together like that, and to see like the OG character trilogy together like that, but just kind of like with the impact of her passing and seeing that genuine moment together, I cried. So
I got that same feel when that moment between her and her daughter, her real life daughter.
Yes.
Yeah.
And because that was already after her passing too. And then you just see them together on screen for the first time, and they're like, and she has the little Leia buns on.
Right?
Yeah, she like, yeah, and so it's kind of cool seeing that particular actress, not just as her daughter, but like carrying on that legacy.
Yeah.
So that's just really inspiring to see. So yeah.
Nice.
Did you read there's a article that she wrote about that?
Oh, I saw it come up. I didn't read it.
Be ready to cry when you read it. Just that's all.
Made me to go Wookie for a second there.
Whoa.
How is your tears Wookie tears?
So is that a dolphin covered in hair? Is that what that is?
The Wookiee Wookie? What?
The dolphin went Wookie.
The Aqua Wookie.
I saw the trifecta of facial hair, and I had to fill it in.
There you go. I can't do it. I'm not even gonna. Was that you throwing up? What the hell was that? Like that's all you do.
That's better right there.
All right, wait, hold on. Now I got a little disorganized now. Who hasn't done favorite scene yet?
I've done favorite scene. I was the last one.
Jen, I believe you
I
and
sort of just did
Jen
it.
started.
I sort of
Jen
just
started.
did
Kind of
Okay.
did with Leia and Billy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mine came in with me doing my favorite scene.
Right. So now it's my turn. Favorite scene. I'm gonna go with actually Luke Skywalker at the end of Force Awakens. Just leaving it with just so many questions. What's gonna happen next? I try and not think about the Rise of Skywalker so much, because him tossing a lightsaber over his shoulder and saying "fuck this" is just not Luke Skywalker in my opinion. And it's apparently not Mark Hamill's opinion either, who knows the character better than Ryan Wilson. But whatever. That I have a lot of.
Where are you going with this?
He went to I don't know where he went.
I liked the ending scene where Rey reaches out the lightsaber to Luke Skywalker.
No, I understand that.
I love ending it there instead of thinking about what he did with throwing the lightsaber over his shoulder in the next movie. I like it ending
the beginning of the next movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I appreciated because like so far we had all of these original characters. You're really enjoying the nostalgia, and you're going, "Are we gonna see Luke? What's happening right now?" And then you finally get to see him. He looks dope in those new robes. You can see pain in his eyes. Like obviously, what had happened after everything that they've been telling us has hurt him, and it's like I get it. I see why he's in isolation and or hiding, because at the time you had no idea why he had done what he had done. So that was my favorite scene. Also, just it's Luke Skywalker. Duh.
The drama queen of the entire galaxy.
Yes.
Right.
Or the world's
On
greatest.
a literal cliffhanger.
The world's greatest hide and seek player ever.
So Palpatine is a close second.
Yeah, true.
I was
Gonna say. Can I just say what I don't understand is if the First Order was supposedly had the rest of the map and they just needed this one little segment, I don't understand how they couldn't have at least tried to find Luke like the Empire did, finding the Rebellion, sending drones. There's this little section of the map that's been cut off. Just go to that empty section of map, drop a bunch of drones everywhere, and boom, you can find Luke Skywalker. It makes more sense to me for the Rebellion to have this little snippet of map, and you need the rest of it to complete it. I get that.
That's kind of like saying, okay, let me send ants across to like Russia and find him in like a tiny little hut.
Hold on.
That's a section of the galaxy that's missing.
Let me bring this back to the military.
Okay.
Who here has had comms classes and has to deal with free copying and everything?
Oh.
Don't get me started.
That's exactly. So unless you got the correct frequency at the right hertz, at the right hopping, and you can be off by quite literally a picosecond, you're not going to get the message.
Yeah.
Okay? So if you don't have that piece of the map that is putting everything together, you don't have the whole map.
Not to mention the Rebellion, like, to go through that chunk of the galaxy, that probably takes a lot of resources.
Sure. Now for the favorite of the two movies. Jen, the favorite of the two movies.
The first one.
Spaceballs?
Yes, Spaceballs. Seven.
Yes. Why?
Yeah. Because you get that nostalgia. Everybody's back together. You kind of get that whole, not everybody, but you know what I mean. You get that whole moment before it starts.
Mm-hmm.
Where you're like, oh my God, this is about to happen. This is on screen. I'm about to watch this. There's these people who I haven't seen in forever. Family's back together again. Yay! And then, so it's the whole, not just the movies, but the whole build up, the whole nostalgia, the whole everything about Seven that just makes you open your eyes and go, yay.
Agreed. Single Dad, your turn.
I'm gonna go with The Force Awakens also, but going back to the same reason why my favorite moment is it was the first Star Wars movie I got to share with my kids in the theater. They are both necessary to the story, wherever the story is going. We don't know this yet, but The Force Awakens, the characters in that I think are, I like the character development in that better. I like the writing a little bit better. I liked how the movie flowed more than The Last Jedi. It flew well. And a lot because there were things about The Last Jedi that I understand why they did them, but they kind of personally irritated me. They made Poe the jock fighter pilot that didn't listen to orders, the maverick, as it were. the forced relationship between Finn and Rose, and I the entire thing on the casino planet, I wasn't a fan of. I understand why they did it. I understand where it goes with the story, but at the same time, yeah, I just didn't like it. So I'm gonna go with Force Awakens just because I got to enjoy it with my kids.
Agreed. Mayan Goddess, favorite of the two.
I would probably say The Force Awakens as well, and kind of along this for the same reason as Cosplay Jenny was saying, like, it's kind of, for lack of a more polite term, it's kind of like going for like years without dating or years without satisfaction, and then you're like, oh my god, they noticed me. Yeah, it's like that. It really is. It's like that beacon of water in the desert, and we finally got it, and we were just like, that was The Force Awakens for me.
I'm not surprised that the Marines.
Don't ask me to spell that.
I was gonna say, I'm not surprised that the Marines' first response to finding something new is wanting to eat it. The other option is to cook it.
I was gonna say shove your face in it, but I think
Eh.
eating
like
it
that.
is a lot more
No.
appropriate.
That's what she said.
No, I like shoving my face in it.
Whoa!
Oh, that
Yes.
happened, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Favorite
I
of
got you,
favorite of the two for me, I also say The Force Awakens. The reason why I say that is because there's a lot of appreciation for this movie. It's not just nostalgia porn. I actually really enjoyed the script. I love the acting. I love the story that they were setting up, because let's face it, they wanted to connect the original trilogy into a new series and have more Star Wars movies. And if you're going to do that, they have to have at least connected some way with the original cast. And I thought the way they were doing that to a degree was nice. Did I like the fact that Han Solo died? No, but it's Harrison Ford wanted it, so I'm respectfully saying okay. I also really appreciated the fact that J.J. Abrams took it upon himself to go out of his way, meet George Lucas, pick his brain, ask him for ideas before going forward. To me, it's respecting the creator of this universe. So he wanted to understand the lore of a lot of things a lot more, and he set things up for something amazing, something beautiful. And as much as I enjoyed Rise of Skywalker, I really felt like it was a light switch. All of a sudden, everything that J.J. Abrams did changed. And I was like, what just happened?
Do you mean?
No, not Rise of Skywalker. I'm sorry, Last Jedi.
I was like, wait,
Right.
did you already watch it? Like,
We're not on that
about?
level yet. We're not
Not
on the
yet.
level yet. Yeah,
Not yet.
One day we'll be on the level where we are personally invited to critique a movie. That'll be fun, but not yet. No, I mean Last
I'd
Jedi.
be more than happy to share with you the ones that I did go to, and why I missed last Thursday, and I apologize, and I love you guys.
We love you
We
too.
love you too.
We're glad you had fun through
And
all the photos you posted.
You got to go to a movie premiere, which we still want to hear about.
Sure.
I will save that for the end.
Thank you.
But yeah, no,
I love you and hate you.
I really loved The Force Awakens, not just for nostalgia, but like I said, the story. It set something up for something amazing and beautiful, and it'll forever be remembered in my heart as that. Yeah, I got to go with Force Awakens as well.
Well, if I would have said everything, you would have had nothing to say.
Woo, girl, she right.
Mm-hmm.
No, I could still say
it's
it.
like we're having that Joker conversation of who's our favorite animated Joker.
Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill, and then
Troy Baker.
Yeah.
Troy Baker's also done
there's
it.
Mark Hamill. I mean, there's.
But yeah.
Lego.
Hold on.
Touche, girl.
I like Legos.
Oh, man.
I mean, have you not expected it from me yet at this point?
I have absolutely no idea what to expect from you anymore, Jeremy.
Yeah, you just keep swinging around.
Wait, she's a swinger?
Look what she's in.
Look what she's in.
I know. I just really wanted to say that.
We wish you had been here with us when you were at Frozen 2 because we made a lot of swinging jokes. Like every time.
You gotta be married to swing, though.
That's true. It's true. Sorry, my goddess. I was gonna say, sorry, my goddess. You can't join us.
She can marry me.
Okay.
I'll be the little pet.
And then,
is that allowed in Colorado? I mean, California, yeah.
I'll go to California.
Is it? Where we go?
I think it probably is.
We
I feel like everything's legal in
It's legal in Washington.
Just come to California. We got Disneyland.
California, so.
I would go to California, but I don't want to. Because I don't want to be charged $250 for eating a sandwich on a train. Yeah, that's a law in California, by the way. I found that out. Someone went viral, not to go too off Star Wars topic, but I thought that was hilarious. Some dude was just eating a sandwich on the platform before getting on the train, and he got fined $250 and 48 hours of community service. Because that's a law in California.
You didn't see the one where the guy got forcibly arrested, detained for eating?
Was it the same video though? Because I mean, that was a pretty. Oh,
I'm gonna have to hide all of my crayons whenever I'm hungry now.
You know, it all okay.
Hold on. With all due respect, if a cop came up seeing you eat crayons, I'm pretty sure he'd be more concerned for your mental health than finding you. Then
he'd leave you alone because it's not technically a food stuff. It's not technically food.
And then she's puking, pooping colors all over the train.
I mean, you know.
I can show you the world. Shining, shimmering, splendid.
She didn't eat glitter.
She's pooping rainbows. She's a fucking unicorn.
Oh, great. We've gone so far off the beaten path, but it's all right because we...
No, we're not. We're still in military.
We're still in military.
Yeah, we're still in military.
I was also going to say...
It's Geek Boots all the way. Here we go.
All topics of Star Wars are pretty much completed. I don't...
No, we're not.
Fine, good sir.
We're not.
Then what? What?
Holy crap. We still have to... Can we still have to talk about our theories for the next episode?
Yeah.
The fact it's going to be in Galaxy's Edge this weekend?
That's okay.
Who's going to be at Galaxy's Edge?
This guy.
Well, suck a fuck.
I'll send you lots and lots of pictures. Motherfucker.
Ah, God, I love this group. Okay, yeah. So theories of Rise of Skywalker. Cosplay Jeremy, you're up first.
Why do you put me first?
Because we had him go first on the last one.
Yeah, but she's here now. I point to her on my screen like...
like she's here. Like,
there's somebody else here. Pick on somebody else. Pick on somebody else that knows more than me.
Right? I don't have theories because I like to go into movies like with clearer head and like enjoy what they're put in front of me and not try to like predict what's going to happen and then like be disappointed in something.
What did I tell you before we started
didn't love
recording?
You before. Thank you very much.
If you don't have a response, you just answer with Spaceballs. Just something about Spaceballs.
Spaceballs is always the right answer.
So you missed it on our first episode about Star Wars. We all were in agreement. If someone's not really a fan of Star Wars, if you're not really a fan of Star Wars, and some toxic fanboys about to get triggered, but you go, I did enjoy Spaceballs, that triggered Star Wars fan has this confliction of going, I don't know whether to be pissed off or okay with that response.
Spaceballs are fanboys.
Yep.
Geek and reference fanboys, you're good in my book.
Spaceballs fanboys.
Spaceball fanboys. Spaceball fanboys went out of their way to make a fantastic fan art poster for Spaceballs 2. TMZ tracked down Mel Brooks and asked him, and his response is, "Oh, I saw it. It's fantastic, but it's not happening." And they asked why, and he goes, "Sorry to tell you this, but some of the cast is dead, so can't really do another one."
will say this.
Uh-huh.
If you haven't seen the movie Fanboys,
So good.
it is. Oh my goodness.
Chief
go
always
see it.
likes to refer to himself in the third person.
No,
Thank you for the one person that got it. Okay, I'm good. I'm good. Bye, guys. I'm in the corner.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. Bye after the 5 minutes of time you've been on us.
She's been on us.
Yeah, been on us. Single Dad, it's your turn.
It's better than
Theories?
Here is the Rise of Skywalker.
Rise of Skywalker. Okay,
Very.
so we do know that Mark Hamill is going to be in it. So there's going to be a Force Ghost, Force projection, whatever. I would love to see Force projections with Yoda, Frank Oz, and whoever does the voice of Yoda now, Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan, everyone just getting together. That would be phenomenal. I don't think that's going to happen. As for Rey's family, there have been so many different things said about her, whether she's a clone, whether she's a long lost cousin, if she is a daughter or a clone of Luke. I don't know. I honestly don't know. And at this point, I'm going to go into it just like Cosplay Genemy. I'm going to go into it with an open mind and an open heart, and just I'm going to take what they give me, and I tell you this right now, I'm going to enjoy it.
Oh yeah. Mine Goddess, theories.
I have a hope. I'm not sure if it's going to happen. I'm kind of in the same boat as like everybody else, saying like, hey, whatever happens, I'll be happy. But I'm
Floating down this river.
Just around the river bed. Sorry. Hey, still Disney. We're good.
And speaking of which, you're going to see the eighth wonder of the world, the backside of water.
They better not fuck that movie up.
If there's a
I'm
reference
so
to the
excited.
backside of the, if there's a reference to the
Oh,
backside
there's
of
going to be
water
a
in that
reference
movie,
to that.
oh
I'm just
God.
hoping it is as punny as the ride is. If they're like, I want all the fucking dad jokes. I want all of them.
I want them to point out their favorite plant.
And that one.
That one. And that one.
And that
And
one.
that one,
That one.
and that one.
That one.
And they better have the Jungle Book.
We're off the beaten
And-
track now. Rise of Skywalker.
Sorry.
Yeah, we're still talking
Theories.
Disney.
We're still in Disney.
Yes, but we're talking about a
so-
specific movie. Thank you.
Very true. So my hopes is that
See, that's the thing is
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I usually detract the conversation to go to Star Wars. Now we're
and
talking
now
about
you
Star
have
Wars.
the opportunity, and you're
I'm sending
still-
it other places.
You know, you chose us. I'm just saying.
That is true.
I'm gonna invent a chair that goes down. There's gonna be a trap door. That way,
Goes down?
every time
I'm buying it.
every time I lose
going down?
I'm
control, when we're in like an actual studio when we do this show, I'm gonna just fucking hit on anybody who does it. But don't worry, it'll circle back around. You'll be covered in water, obviously, and you'll just be right back in the chair. I'm not gonna kill
So
you.
Seriously.
you're gonna get us all wet.
Water.
Fuck yeah, I am.
Water.
He's gonna do his
Water.
best. I doubt that he can. So you're gonna be Dr. Evil?
Only with water.
Hey,
And
Seriously.
it's only gonna be about a 5-foot hole, so you'll probably be able to crawl out of it. Rise of Skywalker.
I'm short. Wait, what?
Rise of Skywalker series,
Right.
Mayan Goddess. Let's go.
Okay, so my sincere hope, my theory that I hope happens. If it doesn't happen, I'll be fine. I really want Rey to go evil and Ben to go good.
Yeah.
To kind of see that dichotomy switch. That would be really, really cool. And like my kind of thing is I'm kind of hoping Rey and Palpatine are connected somehow, whether it's like a granddaughter or a child or what. Doubt it. Like that's kind of a stretch, but like my sincere hope is that Rey and Ben switch.
Yeah.
And which would kind of mirror what happens in it would kind of mirror what happens with episode 6, how Darth Vader becomes good in the end, and becomes the hero, whereas Luke's just kind of like, hey, open your eyes. Spoilers. But it would.
If somebody
that would
hasn't
be really nice.
seen Return of the Jedi,
in the illustrious
it's
words of
2019.
J4, catch up.
yeah, pretty much. So yeah, that's my hope.
1999, please catch up.
Yeah. So fingers crossed. We'll see what happens.
I enjoy certain channels like New Rock Stars and Star Wars Theory. When it came down to trailer breakdowns of these trailers, and I found it fascinating that when they were breaking these down, we notice the environment. There is a Darth Vader shrine, it looks like, or something like a mantle with his helmet on it, and both Rey and Kylo Ren destroy it, whether on accident or purpose, we will find out. But the room that they're in is one of those, I can't remember the name of the planet, but from the planet of the cloning planet.
Camino.
So Camino, it's resemblance of Camino, and there is confirmation that whether or not it'll stay in the film or not, Hayden Christensen was spotted on set filming something.
I will say this. J.J. Abrams did something very similar with The Force Awakens that threw a lot of people off.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I wouldn't be surprised if there are scenes in the trailers that are intentionally put to throw us off.
Sure.
Yes.
But we'll see what happens. When it comes down to just the name of Rise of Skywalker, I'm thinking if Rey doesn't have much of a backstory, and what if Kylo Ren was right? Maybe he was saying, you're a nobody, you have no one. Maybe it's because she is a clone of Skywalker. Like, obviously, as we've seen, Emperor Palpatine is alive. We've had a full-on speech through the trailer, and we had his laughing cackle in the first trailer. It's like, it's obvious he's back, somehow, shape, or form. And I feel like maybe when they say Rise of Skywalker, maybe it's just Rey. We find out Rey is a clone of Anakin. Or, more obvious, the fact of the matter is that Kylo Ren's family name is both Solo and Skywalker. He is part of that family. So what if they're saying he's the Skywalker, Rise of Skywalker? So maybe Mayan's right. He ends up really turning good and saying, no, wait, hold on. Either way, I really feel like the whole purpose of all of this story in these trilogies has been about Anakin, rise to the dark side, defeating the dark side, being that guy who is the chosen one. So I feel like some way, shape, or form, that name, that heritage, that lineage takes its part in this storyline. So yeah, with that said, my theory is either A, Anakin somehow, some way, shape, or form comes back, maybe as a Force ghost, or fucking Palpatine.
Oh, we're gonna see it.
Yeah, or Palpatine is so fucking headstrong to have his precious Darth Vader, he makes another clone of Anakin Skywalker, and Anakin's walking around full on. Who knows? Up in the air. Or either which, as I said, with Rey or Kylo Ren. So that's my theories.
I do like the idea of flipping the script and turning Rey evil and Ben.
Or maybe we just have to bring good and evil together
to defeat
something else.
They already did that when they defeated Snoke.
Something.
So you've got to have something else.
Yeah, but bigger.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Not just a moment.
We're
not gonna have moments. Because they didn't really change who they were in that moment. They just came together for a second. They didn't change who they were. They both have to.
I mean,
whatever happens
really,
in
I
this
mean,
movie
honestly,
is gonna
how
shape
often have you? Never mind.
whatever happens in this movie. The end of this movie and how they do this is gonna shape and mold the next 3 movies that are supposed to be Star Wars related, but have nothing to do with Skywalker. It's
I'm kind of
years down
excited
the
for that.
road. Yeah, it's years down the road, a fresh tale. And there
Well-
are some people who are mad at that, think that it won't work. And to that, I reply with, you all enjoyed Rogue One, so I don't see what the problem is.
No,
Look,
well,
not
here's
everybody.
the thing. The same. That's going back to what we were talking about earlier. I mean, there is a Cassian Andor film that is supposed to take place approximately. Wait, hold on. Where is that?
I want to say it's right before 4, right?
It's right before 4, and there's a Kenobi movie, an
Mhm.
Obi-Wan Kenobi movie that is supposed to take place approximately the same time as Solo.
I thought that was a TV series.
It may be.
Yeah.
With that said, though,
Sorry. I'm
I
looking
do
it up.
want to give major props to Disney for kind of seeing like the demand for Star Wars and kind of like saying, "Hey, we're gonna take our time with these things."
Right.
Because I know one of the big problems, at least for me, was that we were pumping so much out that it was getting so saturated that like by the time Solo came out, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So the fact that they're kind of like they're spacing it out a little more and
Yeah.
taking the time to make sure the story is right, to make sure the effects are right, to go into the details. I give mad props to them for doing that,
I give
and I hope
100%.
that they continue doing that. Like
All-
I'll gladly wait 3 years for a good product.
I give
Then-
100% props to Bob Iger, who had let Kathleen and her team do their thing for a while, and then he realized, oh, people aren't really enjoying these as much as we'd like them to be, and there's a lot of toxicity out there. What's the issue? And he realized that a lot of the biggest number one complaint that a lot of people had, just as you said, it became too much, too often, too quick. So he goes, okay, we're going to slow our pace down a little bit, and we're going to slow our roll, and we're going to pump these out little by little. So
Yeah.
I appreciate
I mean,
that. I think it's also the same reason why the
true
Mandalorian
art takes
is.
time.
Yeah.
True art takes time.
I feel like that's the same reason behind why the Mandalorian is an episodic. I fully intended to try and binge watch this show, and when it was one episode, I had this slight amount of disappointment, but also this pleasure of going, hey, I remember this feeling, that hype, that I gotta wait a week to watch this next episode that leaves
Right.
it with another cliffhanger. It's just like, I love that, because that's what everyone in this podcast grew up on, that factor. Like that was the thing, man. Gotta wait one whole week to see what happens next. Hell yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
And here's the thing, and that's what I love about this as well with the Mandalorian, and me as the Boba Fett lover. You get to go, and for me, I've watched it 6 times now,
Yeah.
and I can go and I can catch all the different things, and you can go back, and a friend of mine who's a cosplayer said it best, is like, you get to go back, you get to watch, you get to see like the intricacies of the design of the costumes.
Yes.
You get to see the sets. You get to enjoy everything instead of just trying to burn through everything just to get the story.
Yeah.
That's great. No, now you're forced. You have to go and you have to appreciate everything that's
Yes.
involved in each episode.
Let's
And it's
let's
one of those
reword
things-
that. Let's reword that real fast. Not have to. You get to.
Get to.
You get to. Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Because that's what I love about it too. I watched it a couple of times, and then I was talking to Justine about this, my girlfriend, and she's like, "Oh, I haven't had a chance to watch it," and opens up her phone, and of course, spoilers are all over it, and that's why I posted on my Facebook. How are we gonna go from an era where Game of Thrones, Walking Dead, Supernatural, Flash, and Arrow are all on, and people are like, "No spoilers, shut up," to not even 6 hours after this show was on, and people are posting about the ending of Mandalorian, which I won't tell everybody because I'm a good person.
Thank you.
I know, but I appreciate watching this episode over and over, whether for the intricacies or not. It's just it was a fun episode. It is really well done.
It is, and I'm looking forward to seeing where they go with it.
Yeah.
And I there's so many questions. There's so much going on. I'm looking forward to it.
Yep.
I love it.
And of course, just a huge, as our platform has stated, we love Star Wars, and we're not going to tell you whether or not you should like something. I hope you really enjoyed these episodes and the love that we have. Keep in mind that anytime Single Dad or myself talked about the issues we had with The Last Jedi, we don't care if you liked the movie and loved the movie a lot. We don't care if you hated the movie. Don't tell people what they can and cannot love.
Right.
Everyone's allowed to have their own opinion.
Yep.
And we're all
just
allowed
like
to tell you
everyone
that you're
has their own
stupid.
asshole.
I'm kidding.
I was about to say, opinions are like assholes. Everyone's got them.
And they all stink.
They all stink.
And they're usually full of shit.
I mean, I stick the deodorant up my bottom, so I'm pretty good.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Is that a precursor to the rest of the night? Like, I have so many questions.
I have all the questions.
There was this hilarious meme where it shows this guy coming out of the shower, and he goes, "I decided to read the instructions on my deodorant stick. I was very confused. It says push up on bottom. I did that. I walk really funny now, but my farts smell amazing."
Oh yeah, I saw that.
With that being said, thank you for tuning in to our. This has been a fantastic first season of this podcast. We will be back to you guys as soon as we can next year, the beginning of next year. This is also a just in case because we are going to figure out our schedule for the review of Rise of Skywalker. So just in case we don't get a chance to surprise you with that episode, I just want to let all of our fans know that I love you so much. I love the camaraderie of the military that we have expanded on. We have now 85 on Instagram that can be shared on our Instagram account. That's fucking awesome. Just so much love for all of you. What about you guys? Going away messages for the season finale? Anyone?
I heart you guys. You guys have been awesome, and it's really nice to know that we have a family. If you ever feel alone, know that we're all here. We've all been there. We've all had that moment of like, shit, I'm the only one like this. If nothing else, know that you are not alone. There are geeks just like you, wearing the same cloth, whether in the front lines or in the backyards or in the office or in the kitchens. You are not alone, and we're always here for you.
I felt like Leia telling Obi-Wan, "You're the only hope. You're the only hope." Just now is what I listened to just now.
I know. I was like, who's following that? Cause...
Yeah, seriously.
I will say this. I want to thank each and every one of you that has tuned in, listened to, watched our show. We absolutely love doing this. We're a couple of military folks that got together and we have similar interests and we just love hanging out and we have such a love for the community. We love you guys. And so from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much. And you don't even have to be military. If you're a nerd, geek, anything like that, you go to cons, you just love what we're putting out. Man, we love you back. I say man, and I mean that in like
human, like
everyone.
Human. Yeah.
Not just dudes. But yeah, we love y'all. Please keep tuning in. We're gonna keep churning these out. We're gonna keep doing our thing, and hope to have something new for you guys in the next year.
We don't have a life on Thursdays, so we'll be here.
We plan lives around our Thursdays now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cosplay Jenemy, you got any awesome messages for the fans?
Spaceballs? No.
Yes! And done. I'm just kidding.
This has been an awesome year.
There goes the planet.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Suck.
I'm so
Suck.
glad you guys
Suck.
included me.
Suck.
Sir, she
Suck.
went from suck to blow.
Oh,
She's coming down the aisle and right down the door off to the left, exiting now.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, God. What?
Wait, let's check the tape.
Let's check the tape. Pizza the Hut. I'm really glad that's okay. Anyway, Cosplay Genevieve, final words. Just in case.
Just in case. Oh, no, this year has been awesome. I'm glad, well, one, for you guys that you included me. That was nice.
We'll try.
Love you.
Right? I'm glad we found you. I've said this so many times before. The last thing I'd want on this show is a whole bunch of people that literally have the same view. That we're not getting anywhere. We're not having good discussions. Like I know you haven't had comments where you're like, I want to quit, but you've made certain comments where you sound like, God, I don't feel like I have the same thought process as all you guys. And I'm like, that's why you're on. I need your opinions because I love your opinions. I love those healthy conversations.
I love how you say that on the exact same episode that we all chose The Force Awakens as our
The
favorite.
exact same.
Like,
Yes. Yes.
There's
Almost
been a
got
lot
the-
of-
almost got the dolphin.
Almost.
Almost
It was so
you
close.
got an upgrade. You got the Wookiee.
Yeah, we got the Aqua Wookie. I'm tentatively titling this episode "The Force Awakens with an Aqua Wookie" or something like that. It's gonna be great.
The
People can
Wookiee
think-
Awakens.
The Aqua Wookie Awakens.
The Aqua Wookie Awakens.
Capitalizing real fast on what Single Dad had stated. If you find us at a convention, this is a military.
Give me a hug. Seriously, give me a hug.
seriously. This may be a military. The whole cast may be all military, and it's a military run, all that kind of thing. But we're here to bridge that gap. We're here to break the ice. If you don't have anything to say because you don't know what to talk about in terms of the military, that's great. We love nerd as shit too. Let's have conversations. We are not excluding anybody. We include everyone. We want to be able to have conversations with all walks of life because that's what the military is all about. Getting a whole bunch of people from different walks of life to be in this band of brothers kind of thing, you know? So I love each and every one of you. I'm sure if J4 were here tonight, he would say that he loves being on this as well.
He does.
And loves all of us and all that wonderful jazz. J4 is an amazing human being.
He is.
Welcome
we love
home,
him.
brother.
With that being said, we are going to sign off, and we may or may not surprise you with the Rise of Skywalker review. But just in case, if we don't find scheduling around Christmas time to do a video, we will open next season up with a review of Rise of Skywalker. So, I am Tom Cruise. With me tonight is my lovely cast of Cosplay Genemee,
Yay! Hi. Bye.
Single Dad,
Deuces.
Mind Goddess,
Heavy breathing.
I feel like she had to go the extra mile and longer just because it's our final episode.
She had to go.
Thanks
Still
for
shorter
tuning
than our first episode.
Yep. Right. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We will catch you next time.
Bye.
Toodles.